First things I want to tell you, okay, some of you are going to go to compete. And you have heard me joke and say, oh, Friday we're going to war, you know? Vikings, war, right? This is just fun and games, okay? We're not going to war. We're going to challenge ourselves. We're going to push ourselves, okay? And I'm very proud of all of those of you that decided to keep on pushing and challenging yourself, okay? Because that is what it's all about, okay? I don't want you to push yourself when you're just a kid. I want you to push yourself for the rest of your life. Not just physically, but also mentally. Understand? This was important. Martial arts helps us push ourselves mentally and physically, but books also help us push yourself mentally. Understand? Now, that being said, win or lose, it does not matter to me. Understand? This is the most important thing that I want you to understand, that I don't care at all about you winning or losing. It doesn't affect me, it doesn't change my life, it doesn't change the truth. There's only one truth, and that is what you do every single day in this match, and that's how good you are in Jiu Jitsu. If you fight somebody who's not very good, you will win. But that doesn't change how good you are. And if you fight somebody that is better than you, or is very, very good, you will lose. But it doesn't change how good you are. Understand? Triumph, as is listed in one of my favorite poems, and disaster or loss are illusions that your mind says. Sometimes you feel great when you win, and you fought nobody that challenged you. That's an illusion. Sometimes you lose, and you fight one of the best kids in the world, and you feel horrible. That's an illusion. Let me be the judge of whether you did a good job or a bad job. Not yourself. Understand? You want to do a good job, you go and you fight and you give it your very best. Understand? You search for that energy when you're tired and you push forward. Okay? There's no getting tired. We do as many matches as possible because it's fun. We're here to challenge ourselves to become better. The other kid that you're going to be fighting against, he's not your enemy. Understand? He's your friend. If there was another kid from another school for you to train against, right, there would not be the opportunity for us to challenge ourselves further than we already challenge ourselves here. Everybody knows here. Now the challenge is, how can my jiu-jitsu perform when I don't know anything about the other person or what they're going to do? You know exactly what each of your friends' techniques are going to be like. You don't know what their techniques are going to be like, right? You want to see how you perform under unknown circumstances. This is a challenge. Understand? Your parents, they're happy, they're already proud of you for putting yourself in a position to challenge yourself. When most kids are not willing to put themselves in a position to challenge themselves in today's society because they'd rather be playing with iPads or taking the easy road. Understand? It's very human-like to take the easy road. Understand? But it's very, very go-getting-like, champion-like to always put yourself in a position of challenging situations that you can overcome and that you can strive forward. That's how you guys made it into our program, Masters, that keep challenging. And now, some of you have decided to be in the competition team and you keep challenging. And you're setting a foundation and an example for others to follow. Something one day when you're an adult, you're going to be very proud to say to your kids, now it's your time to challenge yourself. Understand? But what is not true is that anybody cares about whether you lose or you win. Nobody cares. That's the truth. The only thing your parents care about is that you keep challenging yourself and you keep persevering and you keep pushing. When you go to this tournament, you give it your very best. Those medals, those swords, we throw them away. Mine I threw away when I was a kid. You know? Now that I'm an adult, nobody cares. Understand? What matters is what you're doing to yourself. You persevere, you will win consistently in the future. You understand? In the past to become a black belt, in the past to become a champion, sometimes you will lose. It's part of life. If winning was guaranteed, then it wouldn't be any fun. Understand? All great champions have to go overcome difficulties. Look at the movies, right? The great guy, the hero, Superman, Hulk, always has to overcome a really bad villain. And then he wins. We have to overcome things in life. That's the main thing I want to teach you. Do not think that winning is everything. Understand? Pushing yourself every single day is everything. Winning will take care of itself when you push yourself all the time. You understand? When you push yourself, you're a brave person. Okay? I'm going to read you this poem. This one is Invictus. It says, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried out loud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, looms by the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years find and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how sharp with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. The line that I like the most about this poem, there are many good lines, but it says, my head is bloody, but unbowed. You don't lose because you lose a match. The only way you lose is when you stop believing in yourself. You may lose a match, but when we win, we stand up. Don't smile. Serious. Head not bowed. You never bow your head. You never feel disappointment in yourself. Never like this. You give it all. Head normal. Look at the crowd. Shake the guy's hand. Your hand. Shake the person you fought hand, and come to the coach. Listen to coach, because he's going to give you some feedback on what do you need to improve. But head should never be bowed. You win the match. Person raises your hand. We're serious. Don't smile. Because why don't we smile? It doesn't matter. It's an illusion. If you care about winning, you will care about losing. You will get sad when you lose. But if you care about pushing yourself and uses the match as a challenge, right? Then winning is just check mark. Next challenge. Does that make sense? When you challenge yourself, you are the master of your fate. You're the captain of your soul. You're in control when you challenge yourself. Understand? What you're doing is you're making a decision. What this is going to teach you is commitment, sacrifice, perseverance, persistence. Things that you don't learn in every day or in school. No matter how, and the lesson that applies to life is no matter how hard life gets, your head can get bloody, but not unbowed. No matter how difficult, how straight the gate, we push forward. Perseverance. Now listen to this other poem, because it's very important. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your masters, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make the trap for fools, or watch the things that you gave your life to broken and stood up and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it all on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breath a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings and not lose common touch, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that is in it, and which is more, you be a man, strong person. Back in the day when this was written, men, being a strong person, meaning strong woman, strong man. Right, Lexi? You be a man, my son. What we're doing here is not about becoming a world champion. That if you want to be a world champion jiu-jitsu, I'll help you. You'll do it, guaranteed. If that's your goal. But the number one goal is to be a strong person. You understand? To be a strong person, you have to have a certain philosophy, a certain mindset. When you challenge yourself, you get closer to such mindset. You understand? And this thought says, when in the line that applies to the competition here, it says, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. Understand? What might be a triumph for some person, it's only a stepping stone for another. What might be a disaster for some person, it's just a lesson for another. Understand? Life is going to be full of this lesson. When we compete ourselves and we challenge ourselves, we get closer to learning how to deal with life. Understand? You know, in life you don't get always what you want. There's another kid out there who may want to win just as much as you, and this is right. If he train harder than you to win, what you got to do is you got to come back and train harder the next time. Does that make sense? Okay. So now let's talk about a couple of simple things that we can do to make sure that we win, that improve our things to win. Number one, no guillotines, right, Pedro? We don't do no guillotines. Okay? You do guillotines, you may end up in the bottom, right? Number two, we contest. We make our opponent fight very, very hard for every point. If the person takes us down, we hip heist and we get back up and we protect our neck because they can choke us, right? Does that make sense? If they grab my leg, right, I make them work for that single leg. If they grab the double leg, I get up, I post, and I position two and I fight. That make sense? Yes? Yes. We score points and we listen to the coach. Okay? Master Roberto says, hold it, hold it. That means you haven't gotten the points yet. You hold the position. All right, you got your points. You can start looking for one submission from side control, which is what? What are school? What do we do? Kimuras is our first. Americana. When you're in side control, down here, get flat, you know, on your best side, we feed the lapel to ensure that he's not getting out, right? Us? And no matter what, we fight hard. When we do throws, we don't grab people by the neck, right? We do judo throws with the gi. No gi, we do wrestling throws, correct? Okay? No matter what, win or lose. Understand? You will learn something. But the most important thing during the match is I need you focused all the time. If you go out of bounds, you got to be focused. You understand? Every time you go out of bounds and you start the match again, the fight is like starts from the beginning. In the beginning, you're focused. Smiling, relaxed, right? Well, if you're too tense, you don't perform. You got to be relaxed, right? When you're at the tournament, picture third law right there. Okay? You're at third law. Over there's the fence. Over there's the fans. Behind you is the ring. Master Roberto, crazy Master Roberto singing and saying crazy stuff. Right? You fight, relax, but focus. If you're too tense, you don't perform. You gotta feel like you're at home. That tournament is your home. Understand? Win or lose, we learn something. But focus all the time. You go out of bounds, you come back, wrestling stand, focus. Not in lava land. The match restarts. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay? This is, for some of you, the first step into many, many tournaments. Okay? Many, many tournaments. If we learn a lesson every single tournament, at the end of a year, everybody will be here. It's not going to be twice as good, but 10 times as good. Understood? Bring it in on 3. Team third law. You can do half Nelsons. On 3, pick up your own hands. Pick up your own hands. Get up. Pick up your own hands. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Team third law. Woo! Hey, if you're with me, get you ready with everything you need. Be in the couch.